This week on The Travel Show, we're in Chile, exploring a town that was knocked down by nature and how it's putting itself back together again. Also coming up on this week's show...
It looks incredible.
We're dangling over New York in virtual reality.
It's like the Superman experience.
And meeting the man who's attempting to bagpipe his way around the world.
Italian policeman started sprinting towards me and he says, "Never come back. But before you go, can I have a photo?"
The long coastline of Chile is the point of collision between two tectonic plates, so large magnitude earthquakes are part of Chilean history.
No alarm sounded. Some people fled to higher ground, but many didn't escape in time.
On the night of the 27th of February 2010, the central coast of Chile was hit by one of the biggest earthquakes ever recorded. The magnitude was 8.8, and the city of Constitución was sitting at the epicenter. But that was not the only deadly force of nature to strike that night. About 18 minutes after the earthquake, a massive tsunami engulfed Constitución. The waves were as high as 15 meters. The remains of the city were washed away.
Exploring this area, you don't have to scratch very far below the surface to see evidence of the tsunami still here 7 years on.
More than 500 people lost their lives all over Chile to the earthquake and the tsunami of 2010. This family had made a living from their boats for generations, but they had never experienced a tsunami before. When the earthquake began, they ran to their boats to head into the ocean, trying to escape from collapsing buildings. They didn't know that they were heading straight into the tsunami.
Mi suegro tomó al niño, corrió hacia el río, él subió de lo primero con el niño, las cuerdas se cortaron y se los llevó primeramente a ellos la corriente. Era como una ola de 7, 8 metros y logramos pasarla. Bueno, el bote sí, se retrocedió como 5 metros hacia atrás y venía justo la segunda ola. Y la segunda ola ya se fue igual como de proa. No nos quedó otra que al agua. El día domingo encontramos debajo del puente a mi suegro. Tenía la mano así, donde llevaba al niño, y los dientes marcados del niño, porque él murió con él.
After the tsunami, Sophia and her husband found the strength to grow a business with 3 boats that offer visitors tours around this beautiful estuary.
Que pese a todo lo que los golpeó la vida, entregamos alegría y amor al turista. Y yo manejo este bote, y cuando salgo, la gente no se da cuenta y lo primero que hago es toco esto. Hago así, porque me siento segura, pues. Digo, si un chiquito soportó algo tan grande, ¿por qué yo no voy a ser valiente y enfrentar la vida?
All over Constitución, there are stories of bravery and reconstruction.
So this is the place.
The first restaurant to be rebuilt kept its former name, the Wave Breaker.
Arrancar sin zapatos porque no te dio tiempo a sacar tus zapatos y darte cuenta que tu casa no estaba es horroroso. Todo esto, el nombre es rompeolas. Nunca pensamos. Bueno, esto es el restaurante ahora. Con gran sacrificio nos hemos levantado y aquí te lo puedo mostrar ahora, todo esto.
This is incredible. In 2 years, 2 años.
Sí, en 2 años nos costó reconstruirnos. Y ahora somos 100% mejores.
It must have been so tempting after the disaster to just cut your losses and run and go somewhere else, but you stayed.
Decidimos quedarnos obviamente porque aquí tenemos nuestra gente, nuestros amigos, nuestros clientes. Por lo tanto, teníamos que volver a estar aquí. Donde se fue el rompeolas comienza.
Constitución was historically a popular seaside resort, but tourism almost disappeared with the arrival of a wood pulp mill. After the tsunami, the pulp mill was reconstructed as it provided many jobs. But the city also woke up to a new opportunity for bringing back the tourists.
Nosotros creímos que Constitución tenía que renacer con los cimientos del turismo, pero que tenemos que transformar todo esto en una oportunidad. Cuando ocurrió el terremoto no teníamos hoteles, nadie apostaba por el turismo, y nosotros quisimos transformar la ciudad y hacer de la industria del turismo un potencial tremendo en Constitución.
So Constitución has not just been rebuilt, but is enjoying a tourism revival.
Local businesses have popped up trying to draw tourists to the area in new and innovative ways, like this one.
Adelante.
Rhythm.
Oh man, this is so much fun. I do feel a bit like I've swallowed most of the sand that you see around here, and I might die at any second, but it is incredible fun. Okay.
Good.
But can this region ever really recover 100% from the trauma of 2010?
Sí, claro que sí. El chileno es muy esforzado y va a poder salir adelante. Poco a poco hemos ido reconstruyendo todo y esto es muestra de que nos estamos poniendo de pie y saliendo adelante.
Rhythm.
The people of Constitución are an inspiration. Not only have they overcome the most unthinkable tragedies, but now they're ready to bring joy to the people who come to visit.
Next up on The Travel Show is the latest in our series of films about the people of London who keep the city running 24/7. We meet someone who keeps Londoners looking good round the clock.
New Bond Street is like probably one of the busiest streets in London, and it's really interesting to see the difference between the daytime and the nighttime. The street's dead at night. It's peaceful, you've got the whole place to yourself, so you can really enjoy it. And you're in London, you're in the centre of London. Most people work between the hours of 9 to 5, so I don't know how the hell they can get in their heads on it. The salon, how can I help you? We actually offer a 24-hour service, so you can actually come in whenever you like. It's really difficult to say without seeing your hair, so it's kind of really best if you come in for a consultation. Okay, sure, let's get you booked in. There's no difference between hairdressers and bin men. We provide a service. Hairdressing went through a phase where hairdressers were like prima donnas. When the recession kicked in, the hairdressers needed the clients more than the clients needed those hairdressers. Hey. For me, it's probably kept me in business, my work offering 24-hour service. Because there's no contrast in your colour.
Whatever you think, well, you know best, don't you?
Yeah, you're right. Sexy mumsy. Because the phones are not ringing, people just really kind of like let go and they tell you the most intimate things. The last time I saw you was going on a date.
I mean, it went well for a bit, then we went on this holiday to Prague.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute disaster.
Someone coming in, they'd see the lights on, want a haircut, and they'd be drunk. And a couple of times we did it. It was cool until the next day. I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna this. You asked for it to be cut today. So now we don't take any drunks. No drunks. However people see me, I still love my clients. Even like the nightmare clients. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones who challenge me. It's not about money. I don't do what I do for the money. I do it because I love the people.
The Travel Show, your essential guide wherever you're heading.
Time now for Trending Travel, your monthly mashup of the best travel-related stories, snaps and videos online. It might not be everyone's favourite instrument, but one hardy musician hopes to be the first to play the bagpipes in every country in the world. Ross O'Connell Jennings set off in April 2014 and has visited 60 countries so far.
I like the idea of being the first person to do something, but also bagpipes aren't just Scottish, they are an international instrument. There's over 130 bagpipes from countries around the world. Mostly it's been positive responses to the pipes. I piped in the Vatican City 3 years ago, and I had a feeling that wasn't going to go too well. An Italian policeman started sprinting towards me, and he grabs me and chucks me out. And he says, never come back, never come back. But before you go, can I have a photo?
In Paris, a new project gives visitors the chance to see through time. Look through the binoculars of the Timescope terminal just installed near the Pont d'Arcole bridge, and you'll see an immersive 360-degree digital representation of life in the Middle Ages. It's the latest landmark to use VR technology to attract visitors, with other Timescope terminals at Charles de Gaulle Airport and the Bastille. A solar-powered catamaran has just embarked on an incredible round-the-world voyage. With plastic pollution in the world's oceans at unprecedented levels, the Race for Water Foundation hopes the voyage will help promote new, innovative ways of tackling the problem. It's expected to last 5 years, stopping off at the Tokyo Olympics and Dubai's 2020 Universal Exhibition. And a social media campaign helped spark an unlikely reunion. Marathon runner Dion Leonard encountered a stray dog on a 6-day race across the Gobi Desert. But after sticking together for the entire journey, Dion lost track of his companion.
She actually went missing in a city of Urumqi, which is a city of 3 million people in northwest China. They have their own social media platforms, Weibo and WeChat, so we had the whole of China posting it on their social media. It was just the best moment of my life to actually have her back in my arms again. I never thought that we were ever going to find her.
Now Dion has penned a book about his search, with a feature film adaptation in the works. Now let's look at the travel videos clocking up the views online. Join us as we take to the skies with some of the internet's high-flying drone filmmakers.
Drone photography for me started as kind of a backyard hobby thing, but now it's taken me all over the world for hobby and employment.
I was doing underwater photography. I took that same concept of filming in 3-dimensional movement and took it to the air. My 3 top tips for getting the best shots. Don't fly near airports, congested areas, or helicopters. Try and fly smoothly. If you have smooth shots, it won't pull the viewer out of the experience. And film and fly when the light is beautiful.
And if you see anything you think we should know about, don't forget to get in touch. It's at BBC Travel Show.
Now, playing in the arcades at the seaside has been a rite of passage for many a young holidaymaker. But times change, and so do the games. And this year, we're told, will usher in a whole new generation of amusements. We sent Lucy Hedges deep into an alternate universe to find out more.
Some of the tech involved in virtual reality is awesome, but the cost is still way out of reach for most of us to have in our homes. Which is why pay-by-the-hour arcades might just be the future. In North America and the Far East, they've been a fixture for a while now. And Europe is slowly beginning to catch up. Around the UK, in the second half of last year, very small independent arcades began springing up all over the place. Small VR centres have begun opening sporadically in towns around the country. Lincoln, Penzance, Edinburgh and Liverpool were among the first to set up shop. But here in the capital, nothing.
Enemy shields down to 22%.
At least nothing permanent. The odd pop-up in trendy parts of town might be doing brisk business, but a long-term multi-game facility is still to open.
Continue firing on the enemy ship.
And there does seem to be an appetite. This is a gaming bar in North London, where I believe the competition is happening right now. Would you visit a VR arcade?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. It's something that's so new and something that everyone's talking about. You definitely do it.
The reason arcades became a thing was that not everyone could afford a games console in their house. Now everyone can afford a games console in their house, but not everyone can afford VR. So now, right, VR is the new thing that you can't afford yourself, so you go and rent it for a bit.
The market leader is HTC, whose Viveland centres have been opening across China and Taiwan. And this is the year it's looking to spread its ambition to Europe.
So in Europe, we're launching next quarter. We're going to have about 300 titles at launch, ranging from hardcore gaming, you would say, to education or culture. We're ambitioning to have about 1,000 locations before the end of the year, so it's a fairly dynamic market. And of course, speed is the essence. They come from the back here, they're quite nice, they're coming from the front, but they got me.
And across the English Channel, there's a glimpse of what the future may very well look like.
So this is the 13th district in East Paris. It might not look like anything now. I can see building sites, there's a lot of noise, but in the next few years, this is going to really be something. In fact, there's something inside that I'm going to go and check out.
This is slated to become Paris's new tech district, and at its heart lies Europe's largest permanent VR facility.
Wow. I think this is probably the best VR space I've ever seen.
It definitely doesn't scream arcade. It's nothing like the arcades from back in the day. But that's the great thing about virtual reality. It's a new technology, therefore it's bringing a whole new experience. And like the old-fashioned arcades, they deliver a gaming experience you'd never be able to afford in your own home.
You can have your hands in the wing.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go to the ground and up to the sky.
Okay, down, up. I'm ready. It looks incredible. Just soaring through New York. Takes a bit of practice usually with me. I'm no longer plummeting into the side of buildings, that's a good thing.
If
you flap the wings, it'll go up.
Oh, we can flap too. I did not know that. I could spend hours on that. It's like the Superman experience. It just takes your mind off the fact that you're actually doing exercise, doesn't it? I'm staring at a beautiful blue sky and birds and beautiful tropical surroundings.
They don't like the word arcade here because they claim it's an experience not just about gaming, but also about documentary, art, and physical fitness.
How much does it cost?
The 20-minute pass is 12 euros and the 40 minutes is 20 euros.
That's quite expensive.
You have 12 experience, you have all the best headsets, the best computers, it's a beautiful venue.
Where's MK2 VR going to go in the future?
Well, we're looking forward to open in major European cities and hopefully in the US. So we're looking for partners in London, in Berlin, in Lisbon, in New York, in Los Angeles.
It feels more Silicon Valley than Paris, but 2017 is definitely the year that VR is making its presence known. There are spaces like this popping up all over Europe, so if you want to step into a virtual world, now you can.
Well, that's all we've got time for on this week's show. Coming up next week...
Addie's at one of the world's biggest sporting events, the America's Cup in Bermuda.
Bermuda's just been amazing. The people have been fantastic.
Finding out how top sportsmen and women are turning the spotlight onto the island's marine conservation.
So this is the thing causing all the trouble.
So do join us then if you can. And in the meantime, don't forget you can keep up with us while we're out having adventures on the road by signing up to our social media feeds. Details of those are on the screen now. But for now, from me, Crystal Arwood, and the rest of the travel show team here in Chile, it's goodbye.